let's work on hip mobility. This is also really important if you've got a sore low back, because you want those hips to be really mobile so the back doesn't have to do extra work. So what we're going to do on the floor, we're going to do what's called the 90-90. So my hips are at 90 degrees from my body, and so are my knees. If this position is really uncomfortable for you, or you find, your knees are really coming up off the ground, what you can do is you can use either a yoga block or a book and just sit on that instead, whatever makes it more comfortable for you. So from this position, we can just sit there and hold that for a couple of minutes. But what is also good to do is to lean towards each leg. So we're going to lean towards this leg for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to lean away from that leg for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to lean towards the other leg for a couple of seconds. That might feel a bit pinchy, and that's okay. And then we're going to lean back for a couple of seconds, just open up that hip. And then another thing that you can do that's quite challenging, but can also help open up that hip, is to try and work on actively using that hip in this position. So what we're going to try and do is lift this ankle up off the ground. So try your best to lift it up. Even if it only comes a tiny bit off the ground, that's fantastic. So best you can, try and lift that ankle a few times that's in the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swap sides. You might find on one side you're a lot better than the other. That's the case for me at least. And we'll just make sure we've got that 90 and 90 again, and then we'll do the same. So you'll be leaning in each direction for a couple of seconds, and you can do this a couple of times, or you can just do it nice and slow over the period of 2 to 5 minutes. And then don't forget, if you can, lift that back ankle just to make it a whole lot better in terms of controlling that hip and maintaining that mobility a bit longer. Have a go at that and see how it feels.